welcome to the Diverse podcast. I am here with Oyinola, who is from the first year Mercury cohorts technically, but started a little bit later on. So we're going to dive into his journey, find out a little bit more about him. And why don't we start with you introducing yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Oyinola. I'm currently working at LADbible, running the SPORTbible social media, and I was very fortunate to get the role through Diverse and Mercury FC. So I just want to say thank you to you and the community.
Of course, thank you. Cool, yeah, let's jump into it then. So LADbible, obviously in the UK, a household name. And as I said, so with Mercury, we get people in cohorts. So try to get everyone in kind of at a similar time. You joined a little bit later because the role opened a little bit later. How was that for you? So I wasn't actually at Diverse when the first cohort launched, but in being part of Mercury FC year one, and then kind of having, let's say, like a second chance to like get a role, how was that for you? Like, speak me through that journey.
Well, the best way I could probably say it is the stars aligned. So initially, when I first saw the opening for Mercury FC, it was my girlfriend actually sent it to me. She sent it to me. I was like, oh, like this new initiative is happening, and it's definitely something that you'd be interested in. Like, you've always said you loved football. You always said you don't necessarily know what you want to do, but football's a passion of yours. So when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I need to go apply straight away. Got my application done, and I was fortunately accepted. And then I saw the jobs that were happening, and I believe there was a role for Fulham, but I believe I got shortlisted for that role. However, I realized that, Fulham is maybe about a 2-hour journey away from me, and I thought, I don't necessarily know if I could commit to that. So I said, okay, someone else will definitely deserve this, and someone else will cherish this a lot more than I will. So I initially pulled out from the process, and then I waited time for new roles to open. And then fortunately, the social media role at LADbible opened up, and yeah, the rest is history.
Here we are, yeah. Okay, amazing. See, that's interesting because I didn't know that. I think that's really good. It's something that I tell candidates fairly often, like, not every role is going to be for you. You're not going to be for every role, but it's good that you had that foresight, I suppose. And it could have been a case of you thinking, you know what, let's just see, like, we're gonna try and make it happen, even though like really deep down you would have known it'd be hard for you to commit to. But I think because you made the right decision and you weren't, let's say, like, you weren't blinded by the fact that you just wanted something, that now you found something that is a lot better and a lot
Definitely.
Yeah, well, better fitting for you. So well done for that. So how long has it been now at LADbible, and what kind of stuff do you get up to on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I think it's going on 9 months now. Fortunately, I passed my probation 3 months ago. So yeah, hip hooray to that. And I get up to on a daily basis. So I run the social media, the SPORTbible social media. So when you see posts on our Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, me and the rest of our team, we basically make the content. So we source content, we look at what's going on within the sporting world, we create captions, graphics, and occasionally I do get to go on shoots. So I've been on shoots with the likes of Thierry and Saka, and I'm an Arsenal fan, so that was like a dream coming true. They even managed to sign my shirt, so I've got that framed up. And yeah.
Amazing.
And there's also other opportunities coming up soon where we may get to travel, go to events such as the Euros and work alongside a load of athletes. So yeah, it's a dream come true. So I just want to say thank you again.
Of course, you deserve it. Well done. Keep me updated with if you do end up traveling. Yeah, like you said, it is definitely a dream come true. So what were you doing before that got you ready for this? So I interviewed Oyin for the LADbible role before obviously sending you to the team. And one thing that really impressed me was the work that you were doing, like the social media following that you had built beforehand. So do you want to speak a little bit more about that?
Okay, so beforehand, literally when I was in uni, I started a company called House to Motive, so on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, everywhere, and I'd post all of the fun things to do in London. So I kind of had experience beforehand, and that was just like a passion for me. I didn't necessarily think about monetizing it. I didn't even know you could possibly, there was a job for something like that. So I was doing that for going on maybe 2 years, 3 years. And then I managed to, so when I saw a role open for LADbible, and it was a social media role, I said, yeah, this is mine. I actually need this. Like, this is like what I've been waiting for. I didn't know it was something that you can monetize. I didn't know it was something that you could even do as a living. And then again, it's football as well. So I grew up playing football straight after school. Even in my school uniform, I'll go out and play football. Unfortunately, I wasn't necessarily the best, but I was all right. I've got a few skills there. And being able to combine my passions of football and social media was like literally a dream come true. So
yeah, no, nice. And how do you think that the work that you did, like building your own social media, how do you think that has helped you in the work that you're doing today?
Well, it aligned with the job description and what they were looking for. So when I went to the interview, I was able to convey that and also show them proof and come with a portfolio of companies that I've worked with, the metrics and KPIs that I've been able to set for myself and hit, and they were really impressed with it, and yeah, they were able to hire me.
Nice. I really like what you said there about proof, because it's something, again, that we speak about a lot when, especially if we're thinking about marketing, social media roles, media roles in general, very competitive market to get into.
Yeah.
So it is a lot better for you to show what you've done as opposed to like saying what you can do, like bring that kind of proof. Cool, amazing. So if you were to say speak to yourself a year ago, if you could give yourself any advice, thinking about like the world of work, what would you tell yourself then that could be useful to you today?
I'd say place yourself in uncomfortable situations, because I wasn't necessarily, I'd probably call myself like an introvert. So I wasn't necessarily too good in social situations. So even when you're like in a cab or something and you're talking to the taxi driver, don't be silent and embrace that conversation. And there's a lot that you can get out of those little interactions, and it can also improve your social skills, which is something that going into the world of work, especially being in university during COVID times, we're not necessarily talking to people, we're not necessarily meeting people. Even when it comes to going to lectures, it's kind of social distance. So that's something that I noticed that I had a lack of skills on. So if I could give myself advice, I'd never say embrace social interactions, and wherever you are, like if it means the shopkeeper, ask them about their day, and these will help you in the world of work, even when it comes to talk to your colleagues, and even just in general, it will just help you quite a lot. So that's probably a bit of advice I'd give to myself.
That's really good advice. Do you think that you mentioned COVID? I graduated in 2020, so I did the whole of uni, and then it was my final year that was impacted by that. Do you think that, well, a mixture of like maybe, you know, having to stay inside and perhaps social media to an extent, ironically, has affected like the social skills of like the younger generation?
Ooh, I can't necessarily talk on the younger generation, but I know it had a big impact on me, because essentially the whole world had to keep to themselves. You could only communicate through WhatsApp, Snapchat, or even just mobile phone. So I definitely feel like it had a bit of an effect on me personally. So that's something that I've been able to recognize, and it's something that was highlighted, not by anyone else, but something that I was able to highlight when I first joined the workforce. So something that even to this day, I'm still working on it, but just making sure to embrace any social interaction that I can get, essentially.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And what benefit do you think you've seen from that in work and also like outside of work?
I'm a lot more comfortable, confident. I've been able to network a lot more. So even when it's just like go for work drinks or just at lunch, I've been able to talk to people about their hobbies, their interests, or even just how they are as a person, and been able to build relationships, and things have come from that relationship. Not that, of course, something needs to come from a relationship, but I have noticed that has helped me within the world of work.
That's good. You should be really proud of yourself, I think, because it's very difficult to identify really like to properly identify an issue and then to actively like work on it. So yeah, no, that's really good, and thank you for the advice as well. I'm sure the people will benefit from that. And one more piece of advice, so this now isn't for you, but just to finish off, for someone that is looking at you, maybe thinking about applying to Murky season 3, or looking to break into the world of social media or join a company like LADbible, what advice would you give them?
Well, I'll definitely say you can't wait for everyone, because I know the job market is pretty tough. So if there's any way you can go and get experience or hone your skills, whether that be learning a course or even just looking and studying the company that you want to work for, the role that you want to do, try and get experience yourself. For instance, in my case, I was able to get the role. Because of my experience that I managed to get for myself. I know not necessarily in every industry is possible, but even if, I don't know what your dream role might be, but yeah, try and get some experience for yourself, and you can't actually wait on anyone. So yeah.
Really good advice. Yeah, you have to go out and get it.
Yeah,
it's exactly it, which you have done, and it's obviously landed you in a very good position. But I think it's important to remember it wasn't by luck or it wasn't by chance. It was because of the work that you put into it to land you here. So yeah, well done again.
I've also got another piece of advice, and remain faithful. That's the best thing. Like for me, I'm religious. I'm a Christian, so I always believe that God has a plan for you. So like when I first came out of uni, I kept receiving a lot of job rejections, and even on my phone, I had it on my favorites. It would be 3 a.m. I'd be waking up in the middle of the night, and I'd just see rejected. But through that, I always knew that God had a plan for me, and that I remained faithful in whatever I could do. And then literally, I was getting rejected from jobs I didn't even necessarily want. And then something like my dream job just came up. I was like, yeah, this is mine. So just remain faithful. There'll be better days.
Yeah, I love that advice too. Every closed door is just leaving room for an open door. And yeah, you have to keep going. Like it can be really grueling. Like you said, the job market is tough. The economy isn't in the best place, which means that a lot of things are like unstable when it comes to hiring. So yeah, you just have to literally keep going, and believing that there is something, your thing is out there waiting for you. The same thing that you're trying to get to it, it's out there waiting for you as well. So yeah, thank you so much for that advice. Honestly, well done again. I've heard so much good feedback about you from the LADbible team, so you're doing amazingly.
Thank you to the community as well for helping me get in this position. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we want to be able to do even more like this. So thank you for sharing your story, and yeah, looking forward to seeing what else you can achieve.
Thank you. Appreciate it.